Hello traders, welcome to Currency Watch. It was a rather slow day today, and we kind of knew that walking in, where we had Asian markets closed. We had, I guess, China, Hong Kong, and I believe Japan was closed. And then today we had in North America, we had the bond markets closed for Columbus Day, which were going to affect the yen crosses. We could go through and look at the trades. I had the one trade in Great Britain odd. It went off the 50 fib. We made it about 30 pips, and I will talk about that trade in a second. Let's go through though and just look at the majors, see if we have anything that's changed or any of our plans. And you can see not much has happened. We have the Euro just slowly drifting higher. It's right about in the middle of that 134.50, 137 range. Great Britain odd still just basing on this trend line, but it is grinding higher and back again above 159.80, which is a nice development for that pair. And the New Zealand, excuse me, the Aussie USD bouncing higher, finding a little bit of resistance off the fibs, and New Zealand just basically just grinding higher up, actually being mover today, up about 60 pips. And the yen, we can see still just kind of consolidating after that break of that ascending trend line. And we and now let's just go look at what we have for the Great Britain, New Zealand. We'll take a look at today's trade, and we could see exceptionally slow trading all the way up until Thursday. It is always a chance with lots of traders staying sidelined with the sequester information, or sequester on the charts. Alright, so what we were looking at today was the Great Britain odd. You can see that we had this giant gap in the open. I mean, these pairs shot up big time. But by the time, and I said because of what was happening in Asia, I was waiting for European markets to open, and by the time European markets had opened, the pair was all the way back at the 50 fib, looking for a break higher. I jumped in when we actually made it through the 50 fib again. I think at 168.77, I think it was my entry price, and it looks like the pair. Well, it doesn't look like the pair did go all the way up towards 169.08. I moved the pair to break even just because it had been up significantly, and now the cross went down pretty quickly and drastically all the way back down towards the 50 fib. This level didn't come out of anywhere where the pair turned around. If we throw a fib line off this advance right here, you can see, out of nowhere, the pair did reverse right at the top of the fib range and then move back down from there. So or even if you want to get even more technical than that, there you can see that it bounced off the 50 fib of that move, trying to gather some momentum for a continued push lower. So you can see this is once again just choppy trading, and the pair closed the gap, and now it's not really sure what to do. The Great Britain, New Zealand never even came close to giving us an opportunity to get into this trade today. It did peak out around at the larger level, the 0.382 fib, and we'll throw that up on the 1 day. We all know these levels by now. We can get rid of that. You can see that is the 0.382 fib of this bigger move higher. And the yen pairs, we didn't have anything that came into play, anything that was even looked like we were going to get something exciting. Those pairs basically went sideways because they normally take their cues off the S&P or off the how the bond markets are performing. So you can see that this cross just basically sideways traded in the Euro JPY, and we're going to have to look for a push higher and a pullback, or a push lower and a pullback, before we jump into any trades in these crosses tonight, because these ranges are going to be so narrow. All right, everybody, good trading. Well, not good trading. We made a trade today, and it finished out about break even, but hopefully we can get things going with all the holidays finishing up on tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a good night.